What's up YouTube, Capital G here, got some incredibly huge and exciting news for you guys in this video, and that is my boy Takaru, aka Soulburner from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains anime, is not going to be the only character this era to get their own straight up dedicated structure deck. Konami just announced officially the structure deck Revolver, guys, and this is insane because we're actually going to, well, I guess the OCG players, I should say, don't get ahead of myself. The OCG players are going to have this structure deck in their hands, despite the fact that Konami just announced it today. They are going to have this in their hands in basically like 4 months. I mean, June 22nd, 2019, which means probably in about 60 days we'll know a decent amount of some of the new cards in this structure deck. Maybe we'll know some of the reprints, and my best guess is that in the TCG we'll probably be seeing this around, well, I don't know, sometime in the fall. I think probably like late September to, you know, the middle of October makes a lot of sense. This will probably be the last structure deck, or the last kind of like sealed deck product that we get for the year. Maybe like October, when Konami, you know, starts ramping up the regional season again. I think that this is it'll be a good time to release this. And to me, I think that there are a couple of reasons that they did this. Number one, I think that Konami saw the overwhelming response that the Soulburner structure deck got in the OCG. I mean, very similar to the TCG, they probably couldn't keep the damn things in stock. It had one of the most popular cards in the OCG, and Ash Blossom and Joy Springs in there. You had a tier 1 archetype. I can't believe how many times I tried to tell people that. I'm like, I get it's an Ash in there, and that's great, but there's a tier 1 deck inside as well. You had a tier 1 archetype. You had a huge, just, you know, a huge card that everybody wanted in Ash Blossom and Joy Springs, and you're seeing it in the TCG with the secondary market for things like Sunlight Wolf and all the other Salaman great cards like spiking in price, and the fact that like you can barely even find these damn things, and they just came out a few days ago. But I feel like Konami is looking at that and saying, damn man, these anime characters are ridiculously popular. And for those of you out there who maybe don't watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, despite the fact I have recommended that show many times, and anytime I talk about Vrains, I will immediately plug it, say that you should watch it as a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, and that I personally believe it is a, you know, is a masterpiece as a show, as an anime, and not just as an anime, or, you know, an anime about Yu-Gi-Oh. I think it's just a good anime in general, and I've seen like 90% of the show. But this is Revolver, for those of you guys who are like living under a rock. He is one of the probably most important characters. Like, he's a fantastic character, and these are the 3 characters that Konami generally kind of you know, puts on their promotional product: Soulburner, Yusaku, and Revolver. These are the characters who are probably going to have all the cover cards in the booster set. You guys might recognize Borrelsword Savage Dragon from our current booster set, Savage Strike. That is one of Revolver's ace monsters in the show. He also plays Borrelsword Dragon from Circuit Break, and Topologic Trisbina from, what's that, Flames of Destruction. So he's a super popular character, and I think that it's not just the whole, you know, Soulburner was super successful, so let's try to just re-up on that. I think Konami feels like they have unfinished business, because when you look at the landscape of the Vrains era, well, really just the Vrains anime series, Konami, like Jerome Mikkel, they have come out and said, you know, they wanted the anime archetypes to actually be competitive this time around, unlike Zexal, where all the archetypes from the anime were like trash. This time they want the anime archetypes to be what players are actually playing IRL, and it's happened pretty much with every one of them. I mean, yeah, maybe not with like Blood Shepherd and his drones. Who knows when the hell we're gonna get those? They should have technically came out in Dark Neostorm. I'm crossing my fingers that they'll be in Rising Rampage. But if you look at Aoi and her Trick Stars, meta. Go into Gokis, meta. Emma and her Altergeist, meta. Who else am I missing? Soul or Takaru and his you know, Salamangreats, meta. The only one that you look at and you're like, that kind of flopped would be the Rocket archetype. And I think Konami also might realize that I guess the line between Rockets being maybe competitive and them just being one that doesn't see a lot of play could have been a razor thin line. I mean, what really is the difference between Goki and Rockets, other than, well, you know, you can throw out the column based thing, because I don't think that's what really hurt the archetype. I think it's the fact that like Gokis had to be, or excuse me, Rockets had to be destroyed to essentially float, where Gokis just, you know, they hit the field, and then if they left the field to go to the graveyard, boom, 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 you're just getting a whole bunch of cards. I mean, what if Rockets would have been like Burning Abyss, where they never even had to hit the field? You could have possibly seen Rockets as like a meta deck. So I kind of feel like Konami realizes that they have this character from the show who is wildly popular, but that his deck is trash. So I think what they're going to do, this is my just best estimate is, I think that they're going to do what they did with Soulburner. I think Konami's probably going to give you about 5 or 6 cards in this structure deck that are just going to be ridiculously powerful. I think that you might even see exactly what they did with Soulburner, where they basically just look at a bunch of like cards on the FNL list and they're just like, let's give them an Infernity Barrier and a XM Saber Invoker. Let's give him a Rhoda. Let's give him, all these other cards that are like ridiculously strong. An Armageddon Knights. I feel like they might do that for Rockets because they have to do something to kind of fix the archetype. And it actually looks like the structure of the Revolver structure deck is going to be somewhat similar to Soulburner's, where in the OCG it is going to come up with it's going to be released with an extra deck enhancement pack. Then that's how it was in the OCG. Now this actually leads me to what could possibly be reprinted when it comes to the extra deck cards. Again, Revolver as a character is known as someone who, obviously mega popular in the anime. His deck kind of sucks for competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! However, his boss monsters, the one, like, we play tons of them. Borrelsword Dragon, Borrelsword Dragon, Borrelsword Savage Dragon. Like, his boss monsters are incredible. I wonder, could we see a bunch of those actually get reprinted in this structure deck? First off, I think it is highly likely, and if I was somebody who was playing a deck like Altergeist or even Salamangreats, I'm not sure that I would be running out to drop, almost $100 on a Borrelsword Dragon when this thing could be getting reprinted as, I don't know, maybe they'll do an alternate art or something like that, or maybe they'll put it in the structure deck as an ultra rare, knowing that that will basically sell the structure deck to the casual audience. I mean, I kind of feel like Konami could definitely do that. I mean, if they put something like Borrelsword Dragon in here, this thing is 100% guaranteed to sell. Even if it's, a card that some of the players like already have, like who wouldn't want an additional Borrelsword Dragon when it's damn near $100 card? So I think that if you don't need Borrelsword Dragon, I'm not saying don't pick it up for an event. I'm just saying be wary that there's a legitimate chance that like a lot of Revolver's extra deck monsters, Guard Dragon, Borrelsword Dragon, could end up getting reprinted in here. Some of the other cards that he plays in the show. If you guys don't get this Mirror Force reference in Metal Gear, watch the anime, you'll understand. Everybody who's seen the anime gets the reference in the exact duel where Mirror Force, actually a couple of duels where Mirror Force just, reached iconic status. But what do you guys think of this? I kind of feel like this is a good direction. Go ahead and give Revolver his just desserts. He's way too good of a character to kind of be the only Reigns character who has a terrible deck. I don't really count Playmaker because Playmaker doesn't really play an archetype. He just plays a bunch of like fucking random Cyberse cards that work together. So there's no way Konami's just going to make every Cyberse card good. Every other character on the show plays like a dedicated archetype. And so far, Revolver is the only one where it's not really competitive. So yeah, I feel like Konami's just going to give him about 5 or 6 broken cards and be like, here you guys go, Rockets are fixed. Oh yeah, by the way, there's a there's a Borrelsword Dragon in there, so buy like 5 copies of this, and they'll end up selling out, very similar to what's happening with Soulburner right now. But anyways, whatever you guys think, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos. Also, if you're a fan of the Rocket archetype, what are your expectations for this product, and what would you like to see, with the archetype? What type of ways would you like to see the archetype improved? And last question, if Borrelsword Dragon is in here, how many copies are you buying? Is that an auto buy for you on Jump?